Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and today we're doing an unboxing because I have these two packages that have just arrived here at toy-polloi from opposite ends of the world really. The one on the left here has come from Dave in Leicester, so UK based, and the one in the background on the right has come from Christopher and Courtney all the way over in California in the US. So it's a sort of worldwide unboxing today. So really what we need to do is get on and open these boxes. I'm going to start with the UK based one first from Dave in Leicester, and then we'll move on to the one from the US. So let's rearrange my desk and see what Dave has sent. Okay, so this is the first box. Now I don't really know what's in either of these boxes. David in Leicester have got in touch and said that he got a few bits that he'd like to donate to the channel, and I didn't ask him what it was. It's nice to have these sort of surprises, so this is going to be quite a sort of mystery for me, what is in here. So really what we've got to do is just get it open. So I've got my handy knife here. Let's open up the box and see what David has sent. Right, there's a note in the top. I always like a note, so I'm going to have a quick read of that. Okay, so the note says, Dave, Mr. Lego Fix-It Guy. Been a long time fan of your channel, watching the ingenious rebuilds and restorations. These great visual documents made me want to find and fix a few junkers or toys long left in trash bags and thrift stores. Included are, oh, all right, I don't want to read that bit because I don't actually want to know what's in here. I'll read it afterwards. But basically, there's more notes of what's in here. It says, keep up the great work, keep fixing. Thanks, Dave. So let's get on and see what Dave has sent. I didn't read the bits that tell me what's in here because it really is much nicer to have a surprise. There looks like there's quite a lot of pieces in here, lots of little bits. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty all of this out, and then we can work through these sort of packages individually. Here's everything from inside that box. As you can see, most of it was wrapped up. There was one bit that wasn't wrapped up, which is this transformer here. This looks like a sort of modernish transformer to me. I'm just going to look at the back there. It says 2006. I haven't been collecting any of the modern ones, so this is all new to me, but that looks pretty cool. I'll have to work out how to transform that later. There's obviously another bit here, I'm guessing sort of clips in there somehow. So yeah, that looks like quite a cool modern transformer. If you do know the name of this one, then do leave a comment in the description, because I don't really know much about the modern ones. It reminds me a bit of one of the Stunticons or something like that, so maybe it's a sort of remake of that. But that is very nice indeed. I don't have that one. Then we've got some other bits that I do immediately recognise, like this piece here. Looks like the rear section to the Power Master version of Optimus Prime. Now this is a toy I had many years ago when I was sort of first collecting Transformers. I had this one, then I sold it, so I don't actually own this one anymore. It's quite a big sort of chunky figure with lots of sort of parts that are easily broken, and it's a very strange version of Optimus Prime. So there's the back section of that. Looks like a part of it is broken there. And then I did see, I thought I saw anyway at least, the front section of him. So let's have a look at this one. So yeah, there we go. That is the front section of the Power Master version of Optimus Prime. It's a weird toy because it doesn't really sort of transform that well. I think that's why I was sort of, as a child, you'd probably be a little bit disappointed with this. It does sort of turn into Optimus Prime. So there's a rough version of Optimus Prime there. And then there was a big head that you could stick on the top here to sort of make an even larger version of it. I'll see if I can quickly sort of rearrange this to get it to look roughly like that. I think this just all folds around, and then did this slide in here? Something like that, yeah. And then there was a big head that you stuck on top of that there to make it into the Power Master version with the little sort of transformer to stick on the front there. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't actually have this, so it's nice to sort of get it back in my collection. I'll have to see if I can find the missing parts for it, so thank you for that one. There's also a bit of plastic here, not quite sure what that is from, but I have a feeling it might be something to do with what's in the back there. So we'll get to that, onto that in a second. Then we have another package here. Let's open this one up. All right, this looks like a part of one of the Transformers jets. This is, which one is this one? Yeah, just checked. It's Thrust. It was I always sort of forget the names of these guys. So that one is Thrust. So that's the body section of a Thrust. It looks in relatively good condition, actually. I don't think the one I have in my collection is looking that nice. So we've got that there. And then we have another one here. So which one is this one? Is this Skywalk? Yeah, I recognise this one. This is the sort of black and sort of lilac-y purple. So this one is Skywalk. These jets all seem to have the same body pieces, and then you just sort of stuck different parts on some different wings. So we've got Thrust and Skywalk. And over here I can see a little bag with possibly some bits for them as well. So we've got some wings here for Thrust and some hands. Oh right, we've got most of the figure, so I will put that one together in a second. So that's all of the bits there for Thrust. And then what's in here? This must be bits for Skywalk. Oh, I've got missiles and everything, wings, more pieces. Right, let me just quickly construct those two guys so we can have a look at them properly. And there we go, we have Thrust and Skywalk. These are looking really nice. There's most of the weapons there for Skywalk. I really do like this one. I think remember as a kid sort of really liking the lilac-y colour going with the black. It just looks so cool and so sort of menacing. And then we have Thrust here, sort of his bright sort of metallic-y red. Really nice figure. So thanks ever so much for those, David. They're really cool. But let's see what's in this last package here. I have had a little bit of a sneak look and I think I know what it is. So let's get that one open as well. And you can all take a look as well. Right, so here is the last big thing. There's one smaller little package as well, and it is the remains of a M.A.S.K Switchblade. Now David did sort of mention that he had one of these to give me. As you can see, it is missing pretty much everything, but there's probably enough there to get started. I don't have this vehicle, I don't have many M.A.S.K vehicles. I've been sort of slowly starting to work on them as a new toy line to collect. I'm guessing that might be something to do with this. It's going to fit on there. It's one of the landing gear, I suppose, so that's what that is. So that's really cool. That's a future project, I would say, because it looks like there is pretty much every part of this missing, but it's a starting point at least. So I will certainly look into see if I can find the missing pieces to that. Then we have one final piece here, which looks to me like a little M.A.S.K Mayhem. I did a video sort of restoring one of these not that long ago. This to me looks like a custom painted one. I think that's what he did say that he'd done. So there we go, we have a custom painted M.A.S.K Mayhem. You can see all the detail he's added extra to it. So there's much more detail on the badges and the tie, and all the buttons are painted. That's really very nice indeed. Thank you very much for that. I like to receive the custom figures that people work on. I think it's nice to see what other people do to them. So there's a cool custom M.A.S.K Mayhem and the remains of a Switchblade, plus that's a good selection of Transformers. So thanks ever so much for those, David. Really nice indeed. And quickly using the transformerland.com sort of find your Transformer app, I've worked out that this is Dragstrip. So I was right, it's actually a modern version of one of the Stunticons. So this is from 2008. I will have to work out how to transform that later, but the transformerland.com website is very useful if you need to work out what Transformers you've got. So that's what that one is.
Toy-polloi.
Next up we have this box that came all the way from California in the US. This is from Christopher and Courtney. Again, I have no idea really what is inside this. So really all we can do again is open it up. So I've got my knife again. Let's take a look inside. And there is another note, so let me have a look at that. Okay, well I won't read that part because that appears to be a list of what's in here, and I do like to be surprised, but there is this other little note here which is a card that says you've got the touch when it comes to toys, and a nice spongy version of Optimus Prime on the front. And inside it says, "Dear toy-polloi, just wanted to drop this quick note to tell you how much my husband and I enjoy your channel. You are one of our favourites. My husband has used some of your tips, tricks on his toys. We also use your name as a verb, e.g. are you going to toy-polloi that?" That's the first time I've ever heard that. That's a good thing to say. I think I might have to use that in future. Much continued success, Courtney. Well, thank you very much. That's really very kind, and I thank you for the card. That is going to go on my notice board. I really like the look of that, so thank you for that. But let's get on and see what's inside this box. There's a lot of bits again, so I think I'm just going to take these out one at a time, and we'll see what they are. Okay, I'm going to bring these out one at a time. I've just opened the box and taken a look inside. So the first one is very exciting indeed. It is this. So it is a M.A.S.K Firecracker, and it is in the box. The box is fairly tatted and sort of well played with, but it looks like there's a whole thing inside it. So let's just open this up and see what's in here. M.A.S.K is a relatively new sort of toy line to me. I remember it as a child, but I never actually had any. So this is sort of, I'm getting into the collection now and working out what's good and what needs fixing. So this is the Firecracker. There's the instruction sheet. And in here we have, oh, it is the vehicle. Look at that. Very nice indeed. This looks like a nicely played with toy. Looks like someone's had good fun with that. So you've got a spare wheel with blades and stuff in it and all sorts of bits on there. I imagine that clips on there and fires off some way. You've got lights that flick up. Then we have, right, and there's the sort of figure to go with it. And then what else have we got in here? Oh, there's a little bike as well. I guess that must clip in there somewhere. I will have to sort of learn more about these. It's not a toy line I really know that much about. You've seen a few videos that I've done recently, and that is me sort of learning them and learning what goes with what. So it's all new to me and it's all quite exciting. So we've got the pickup truck, we've got a little bike here, and then we have, as it says on the front of the box, Hondo McLean. So that is Hondo McLean with his hat on there. It's his mask, that's what I meant to say. That is really fantastic. This is the first sort of boxed M.A.S.K vehicle I've ever owned, so thank you so much for sending that over. So that's the first thing in the box. I'm just going to move that out of the way and we'll grab some of the other bits. Next up is this one. And I do know what this is because I actually just finished doing a video on it. This is a toy I'd wanted for a long time, and I'd seen a few of these, and every single one that I'd seen didn't have this windscreen on it. So I've just finished filming a video making some windscreens. This is the first time I've ever seen one with a windscreen. So this is the M.A.S.K Condor, a bike that turns into a helicopter with Brad Turner on the front of it. That is amazing. I haven't seen one of these windscreens at all, which is why I sort of set about making my own version of it, just to get this bike to look sort of complete. So wow, fantastic. That really is nice. This again looks like a lovely sort of played with version. Someone's had great fun playing around with that. Still got the stickers on it, which is quite amazing. So you've got the M.A.S.K stickers on the side there and the little sort of control panel there. Fantastic. So let's put that with the other M.A.S.K vehicle in the background. And then there is a whole bag of bits. I can see some bits I recognise straight away because there's a Northlord from Dungeons and Dragons, which is a line that I really do like. So we've got a Northlord. Poor chap's got one leg glued on and seems to be missing the other leg. We've got part of his helmet there. I can see some other pieces in here. Looks like there's possibly some other bits for him. So let's move these out. Oh, I can see there is his other leg. Someone has really had a sort of go at gluing that back on. Poor chap. I wonder if he can be salvaged. I'm sure there could be something done with him. If we can get the old glue off, I can try and make something out of him. So we've got that. There's some He-Man weapons. That's a He-Man shield. Then that is, I think that's one of Roboto's gun accessories. And then is that Manny Faces or Cobra Khan? It's one of those two figures. I think that's Manny Faces' gun. I'm sure I will have to double check that, but I know he came with a big gun. So there's a few He-Man weapons. Then we've got this, which I think is Power Rangers. Not a toy line I know, but certainly I see them a lot when I go to Japan. So I don't know what that character is, but I will look that one up. Then we have, poor headless War Duke. Something's happened to his head. I wonder where that has disappeared to. Unless it's in there. Oh, it's in there. There is his head. That certainly requires a bit of a Lego fix. I'm sure we can get him working again. This is an early version of War Duke, so it doesn't have the Battlematic action, I reckon. A bit of Lego, and we can reattach that, and he can go and fight Strongheart again. Poor chap. Then we've got some other bits. Let's pour these out. There seems to be quite a lot of M.A.S.K characters in here as well. So we've got a few little oddities, which I'm not sure about. I don't know what that is. And then that is, I think they're called Ring Raiders, these things, aren't they? You put them on your finger like that and you can fly planes around. I think that is a Ring Raider. There's a couple of those, a few different Ring Raiders. That is the Skull Squadron, and that is Skull Squadron as well. So there's a few Ring Raiders. And there are some bits, that's definitely from the Millennium Falcon. That is the back seat for the Millennium Falcon. I think that must be Power of the Force 2 version, because the early versions are a blue colour. Then we've got some M.A.S.K figures. Right. Now, I don't know what the names of these are, but I think that's probably what's on the note. So I'm going to get the note out in a minute, and we can read the names of those. So there's a few different M.A.S.K figures with some different helmets there. And then we've got some other pieces here. So we've got more stuff for the Millennium Falcon. That's the front control panel. This does look old, but I think that must be Power of the Force 2. Those stickers don't look like the original one. So it's Power of the Force 2 version of the Millennium Falcon console. And then some other bits in here. We've got the gunner chair. that is an original gunner chair. I can tell that by the colour. And then some 3D prints of the ramp struts. That looks very cool, actually. Those are always missing and very hard to get. So very good indeed. Thank you for those. I'm just going to read the note and we'll see what exactly all of this stuff is. Right, so now I've got all this stuff out, I can have a read of this note. So it says at the top, M.A.S.K vehicles, the complete Kenner M.A.S.K Firecracker. We know that one. And then we've got the complete Kenner M.A.S.K Condor, which we know. Then there's a whole list of figures. So we've got Matte Tracker Ultra Flash Generation 2 M.A.S.K. So I'm going to guess that's one of these ones. And then we've got the Dolphin M.A.S.K and Coastal Defender. So actually that probably looks like the Dolphin M.A.S.K and Coastal Defender. Then we've got Calhoun Burns with Gulliver M.A.S.K from the Raven. Which one do you think that one is? I don't know. I'm going to have to look these up, but certainly I should know what these are. And I've got Hondo McLean ×2 without M.A.S.K. Oh, that's Hondo McLean, so we know that one. We've got Miles Mayhem with the Ripper M.A.S.K. That I know is Miles Mayhem. And we've got Floyd Malley without M.A.S.K and Sly Rax without M.A.S.K from the Prana, which is those two. And then it says there's a whole load of parts. There's Millennium Falcon parts. There's Dungeons and Dragons ones that we worked out. The Mattel He-Man stuff is the original He-Man shield. It's Roboto's blasters. Oh, it is Man-E-Face's blaster. So I think I was right there. Then we have Mattel's Secret Wars Captain America shield, so that must be that one. I don't have any Secret Wars stuff, so maybe I need to find that figure to go with it. And then we have Mattel Wheeled Warriors Monster Mind Brain. That is a toy line I really want to collect, but I now think I must have to, because that appears to be the brain from one of the vehicles. I might have to try and find that. And then it says there's a few other bits. There's unknown control panels, which I think are these, and a little something from California, a bendable jack from Jack in the Box. Oh yes, right, that does sort of ring a bell now, so I do know exactly what that is. But all of the rest is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sending this over. It says here that the Firecracker is the last of my childhood collection. So this is a well-loved and well-played with toy, and I will really look after it. That is going to go into my collection here because I don't have that, and I really like to get stuff that people have sort of played with, and certainly it's had a lot of love in the past. So thanks ever so much for all of that, Courtney. Really very kind of you. It's lovely to receive it all, and thanks again. Wow, that is quite a desk full of stuff, and I wasn't expecting any of that. So I do need to say a massive thank you to David for the sort of the stuff on the left here, and to Courtney and Christopher for all the bits on the right. It really is an amazing amount of pieces that you guys have sent in, and so generous. These are going to keep me occupied for hours and hours to come. I can see there's some quite interesting projects here on the left. I'm going to have to look at the Switchblade and see what I can do with that. And then there's some fun projects on the right, actually. I'm actually quite intrigued just to put Warduke's head back on, because I think that would be quite a simple fix, but it looks like quite a fun one, so I might just do that just to amuse myself. And obviously I now have more M.A.S.K vehicles and figures to play with, so I'm going to go away and learn what the Firecracker does and see if I can sort of give it a bit of a tidy up, maybe, and sort of a bit of a sparkle again. There seems to be a lot of chrome missing on that, and I think a little bit of work we can get that looking really, really nice again. So a massive thank you for sending this stuff in. It really is very generous, and I really don't know quite what to say in return, but thank you. I will be sending all of you guys toy-polloi stickers and notebooks and badges and things like that, just as a small thank you from me. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.